Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this session. Let me share my PPT with you. All right. So let us just wait for a few seconds. There are some other people who are joining this session. Meanwhile, kindly use the chat option. You can type your message and you can send it across and send me a message and let me know if I'm audible, visible, and let me know if the PPT is also visible to you. Drop me a message using the chat option. All right. Thank you, Saima Ulfat, for letting me know that I'm audible. So now that I have got confirmation from her as well as Abhay Yash Pandey, thank you for letting me know. So now that I have got confirmation from you people that everything is running smoothly, let's start this session. So today I'm going to talk about time B-School categorization. And this is an activity that we do every year. So the list of business schools keep getting updated every year. And the reason it's very important to do that every year is because there are always changes in the way placements have happened in a business school, changes in their fee structure, changes in the intake, changes in brand value sometimes. So there are a lot of reasons that makes us carry out this activity every single year. So quite recently, we finished the activity for this year, and we felt this is the right time to do a session and inform you about what exactly is Time B-School's categorization process, how does it work. And at the end of my session, I will share with you the list of top 30 business schools. In our list, the entire list, we have around 200 business schools. But because of paucity of time, I would like to share only the top 30 in this session. If you want to see the entire list, you can always go to our website where we upload this list, as well as we print it in our monthly magazine, MBA Education and Career. So those are the two places where you can check out the entire list. And during my session, if you have got any query, if you have got any question, don't hesitate, use the chat option, drop me a message. I will answer all your queries towards the end. So once my session gets over, I'll start taking up your queries. So let's get started, friends. So first and foremost, it's pretty important that you target the premier business schools of India, because if you try to get into a premier business school, probably top 10, top 20, top 30, even top 40 for that matter, they would give you very good education, very good placements. And of course, the brand value that will get added to your resume will be absolutely top notch. And you will never regret the decision of opting for the business school, because even if your expectations out of the MBA program are high, these business schools will surely be able to live up to your expectations. If you look at the quality of professors who teach there, some of the most talented, educated people they teach in these business schools. So the kind of learning that you get will be absolutely top notch. Even the batchmates, the classmates who study along with you will come from diverse set of background, and they will impart good give and take with you. They'll have very good give and take with you. And remember, MBA, unlike graduation courses, here the learning doesn't just happen from the learning doesn't just happen from the professors. You also learn a lot from your classmates. So the teaching will be of absolute top-notch quality. Other than that, when it comes to placements, you will have a very good representation from wide array of industries, wide array of companies. And depending on your interest, depending on your career goals, you can choose to work in any sector, in any industry of your choice. That's another advantage of targeting the premier business schools. Now, how do we decide which are the premier ones? How do we decide which are the business schools we should be targeting? That's where our time B-School categorization will help you out. Now, our list, it will help you out in two ways. So there are two different advantages of this particular list that we come up with. First and foremost, it will help you to decide the right set of business schools to apply to. right? Because see, remember, you have to decide about applying to business schools, and if you do this part correctly, then you will have a chance of getting an interview call from business schools. And ideally speaking, you should have multiple interview calls so that you have less pressure on you. And that's the right way of going about doing this. So this list that we have come up with, it will help you in picking up the right set of business schools that you ought to be applying to, that you need to buy application forms. And remember, there are some business schools where the application form is out and the last date to apply is before CAT exam. So these business schools, you have to decide right away whether you want to apply or not. These business schools include names like IIFT, for example, or MDI Gurgaon, for instance, or even a business school, let's say like SPJIMR, Mumbai. These are business schools which sell their application form before CAT results are announced. Even Xavier University, Bhubaneswar, XIMB, you need to decide about applying to it before your CAT results are announced. So these 4 business schools for sure, make up your mind if you want to apply to them or not. And if you decide to apply to them, then you'll have to do it before the CAT results are announced. So this is the first advantage, that you pick up a right set of business schools to apply to. Now, once you have applied to multiple business schools, and hopefully, God willing, if you do well in your entrance exams, then you will have multiple interview calls. And if you join TIME and if you go through all the inputs that TIME faculty members have to share with you during our GWPI program, then, ladies and gentlemen, you may end up converting multiple business schools. That's a beautiful situation to be in, isn't it? When you have multiple converts and then you have the power to decide which business schools should you be opting for and which business school should you let it go. And that's again where our list will help you out. It will help you in selecting the right business school to join for final admission. So if you have got multiple converts, you can refer to our list and make up your mind as to which one should you be trying to get into. So that is another advantage that our business school categorization list has to offer. So these are a couple of key advantages of using TIME business school categorization list. So make sure you utilize it properly. And I'm also going to give you names of some of the top business schools, the updated list for this year. But before I do that, let's take a step back and understand that what are the grades that we have in TIME B-School categorization. The key word here is grades. Remember, in TIME, we don't rank business schools. No, we don't rank business schools. We don't assign individual values to every business school. That's not how we do it. Because we believe that the business schools, all the business schools cannot be assigned unique values. There are a group of business schools which are of similar level, similar quality, and that's the reason we categorize them in different grades. So a group of business schools will be occupying the same grade, and we believe that's the right way of going about doing it as such. Now, what are the grades that we have got? Right on the top, we have got top 10 business schools. As the name itself gives you a sense, it will consist of 10 business schools. Then we have AAA plus. Now, by the way, the top 10 business schools that we have, these are some of the best business schools. I would say not just in India, but you can easily say these are Ivy League quality of business schools. And getting into them would definitely be a privilege for you, and you will never regret the decision, because these are absolutely, I would say, globally renowned institutions which have got a very good magnetic pull across the world. So these are surely Ivy League institutes. Then we have AAA plus business schools. Again, we include 10 business schools in this list, and these are also excellent business schools. Even these business schools, if you were to join, you will never regret the decision. You will have a fabulous education and placements, brand value, etc. Then we have AAA business schools. Again, it comprises of 10 business schools. These are also very good business schools that do a remarkable job when it comes to education as well as placements. Then these are top 30. So as far as top 30 goes, there are 10, 10, 10. And remember, in each of these grades, when we write the names of business schools, we generally write them in alphabetical order Today, probably I'll share the names with you in a random way. But when you go to our website and you check out the names would have been organized in alphabetical order. So keep that in mind. Then we have AA business schools. AA category business schools, these are again pretty good business schools which offer pretty good placements as well. We include 15 business schools in this grade. Similarly, A grade also has got 15 business schools, and triple B plus also has 15. I would say A grade and triple B plus grade, these are good business schools. They're not as good as the ones above them, but they're also good places to target. Then we move on to triple B, where we have 15 business schools, and double B, where we have 20 business schools. These are, I would say, pretty decent business schools. They are good in some aspects, moderately good in some aspects, and a little bit of compromise in some aspects. Those kind of business schools. B plus will have 20 business schools. B grade will have 40 business schools. Now, B plus also would be consisting of decent places. B grade also has some good, decent places. But when it comes to B grade, and at the bottom we have others category, when it comes to B grade and others, I strongly recommend that before you join these places, it's always advisable to go out physically, visit the campus, check out everything, because there may be some compromises that you may end up making if you get into these places. So it's always advisable to go out there, check everything on ground, and only when you have spoken to the seniors, that means the students who are currently studying there, if you interact with them, you get the right kind of feedback, then only you join these places. So these are the grades that we have in our list. Now the question is, what are the advantages? In fact, what are the reasons or what are the objectives, and what sets apart time-based school categorization from rest of the list that you will come out on various websites, various portals, magazines, etc. See, as far as we at Time are concerned, we are here to look after the welfare of our students. And the only sole intention behind having this list is to guide our students in the right direction. We don't want our students to make mistakes, I would say costly mistakes, that can really have a massive impact on their career assets. That's the reason, that's the sole reason why we decided to prepare this list. And we have carried out rigorous checks. What are those checks? How are they carried out? I'm going to share with you after some time. But I assure you, this list is prepared with a lot of care, and we do rigorous checks of the claims that the business schools are making also. Now, as I said earlier, it's completely unbiased, because the only factor that guides us is the how to benefit the students of time. So essentially, this list has been prepared keeping in mind interest of our students. Remember, when we prepare this list, the weightages that we assign to the parameters is also governed with the requirement of our students. So we know that when it comes to categorization, our students, they are very particular about placements. They give a lot of importance to placements, and rightly so, because in corporate world, if you get a very good first job, then the growth will be much better. Standard of living will be better. The quality of your organization where you're working, if it is top notch, if it's a multinational company or it is a company with a lot of potential, then the growth opportunities will also be on the higher side. So we have taken interest of our students in mind, and we have prepared various parameters that we will be considering. And based on that, we have also decided the weightages that we will assign to those parameters. Now, as I said earlier, we assign grades, we don't assign ranks, because we believe, and we sincerely believe, that a group of business schools more or less are equally good, and this can be best captured by having grades and not ranks. Now, what are the parameters that we have used to carry out this evaluation? Let's understand that. First and foremost, we look at quality of the students. Now, remember, I have told this earlier, but again, I'm going to repeat myself. The learning that you have in a business school does not just happen from the professors. You also learn a lot from the fellow students. And if your fellow students are from diverse set of backgrounds, you have WorkX crowd, you have freshers, you have commerce graduate, maths graduate, engineers, right? You have a science background people, medical science background people, and if all of you collectively are studying in a room, the kind of learning that you will have will be absolutely top notch. Another very important factor would be, of course, the cutoff. The quality of students usually is directly proportionate to the cutoff of a business school. Usually, the higher the cutoff, better quality of the students will be getting attracted to the business schools. So, yes, quality of students makes a huge difference, because remember, we call it a business school. The term we are using is school. So why are you calling it a school? Because that's where you learn absolute basics, right? So when it comes to business studies, or when it comes to business administration, these business schools, they give you excellent conceptual clarity, which prepares you to take up very challenging decisions, formulate the right kind of strategies, formulate right kind of plans to take your company to the next level. So the quality of students makes a huge amount of difference in this regard. So that is, of course, a parameter that we surely consider when we grade business schools. Then, of course, comes the placements. Placements plays a vital role. And remember, when I say placements, a business school which is top notch will offer you excellent summer placements as well as excellent final placements. Now, what do I mean by summer placements? See, summer placements typically happen after first year of MBA gets over. So when you are in second semester itself, companies, including a lot of multinational companies, they'll come on campus, they will conduct the selection process, and if you make it, if you get selected, they will give you a role of an intern. So once you get a role of an intern, you will get vital exposure in that organization. You will get to see how that organization is functioning, how are they running that business. You will learn and you will understand. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a wonderful experience to have. In fact, once you finish your summer internship, the kind of knowledge that you acquire, the kind of transformation that it brings to your personality, your knowledge levels will be absolutely supreme. In fact, professors themselves, they know that when the students finish their internship and they come back and rejoin the classroom, they are completely transformed because they have seen firsthand how corporate world functions. So that enables you to learn better during the second year of MBA program. So summer internships is vital. And remember, top business schools, they offer paid internship. You will get a very handsome stipend. The stipend in some of these colleges will be as high as, let's say, 5 lakhs, 4 lakh rupees for the summer internship. On an average, it will be around 1 to 2 lakh rupees. And that makes it even more interesting proposition, right? During MBA itself, you're earning a decent amount of money as such. So that is why summer placement should be given quite a bit of importance. And then, of course, comes even more important aspect, which are the final placements. So the final placements are pretty useful, pretty important, because during the final placements, the kind of job that you get, that will lay the foundation for your subsequent career as such. If you get a very good starting job, then the next appraisal that you get would be on the basis of your starting salary. But the problem with students is when they look at placements, they only look in terms of salaries. Yes, you should look at average salary, but you should also look at median salary. You should also look at lowest salary if possible, or the highest salary that the business school has been able to offer. That also makes a big difference. And then, of course, quality of organizations that are coming for placements. Are they attracting absolute top-notch consulting firms? Are they attracting top-notch investment banks? Are they attracting topmost IT firms? So placements should be evaluated in multiple ways. Age of the institute also matters. The older the institute, the longer, let's say, the longer track record it would have. And if they have been doing a brilliant job for not years but decades, then you can be rest assured that they will surely do a good job with your batch also. So the longer the track record, it is better for the student. I mean, that's simple common sense, right? So the age of the institute also makes a difference. The only exception perhaps over here is if there is a absolute top-notch business school which is starting one more campus with the same brand name, that positive rub-off effect of that brand name would definitely be there. But still, nevertheless, can we blindly go by that alone? No, we cannot go alone by that particular aspect. But yes, it would have a positive effect. Then comes the location. Which city is your business school based out of? Remember, if you are studying in a place like Mumbai or Delhi or Hyderabad or Bangalore or Chennai, I mean, these are remarkable places which a lot of corporates already out there. So you will get very good exposure. And remember, when it comes to top professors, most of them would prefer to keep their families in metro cities or tier 1 cities. So better the location, generally automatically you will have better quality of professors teaching there. It'll be more easier to get summer internship because you have corporate companies near your business school. So getting hold of internship becomes easier. And then of course final placements also becomes easier because again recruitment happens much more comfortably because of the locational advantage. For instance, Mumbai, being the financial capital of India, they have so many companies out there. So getting hold of placements becomes all the more easier for you as such. But should location be a deterrent when it comes to absolute premier colleges? Let's say like I am Shillong or I am Udaipur. Answer is no. Please understand, when it comes to absolute top-notch colleges, irrespective of the location, they would be able to attract best quality of professors, extraordinary quality of students, and of course very good quality of recruiters also. So when it comes to places, let's say like IIMs for instance, don't let location be a hindrance for you. When it comes to fee structure, the we cannot you should not look at it in standalone manner. You should not say that fee alone should be the decision making factor as such, because remember, fee should always be considered as part of ROI. What is ROI? Return on investment. So you look at placements, you look at the fee structure, look at the ratio of fee and placements, and that will give you a good amount of idea about what kind of ROI the college is able to offer. A place like IIM Ahmedabad, for instance, the fee that they charge is 25 lakh plus, in fact, close to 30 lakhs. But if you look at the average pay, it is 35 plus. So fee is very high, but placements are also pretty high, and that in a way justify the fees that they are charging. The problem happens if a business school is charging very high fee but is not able to get you very high salaries. That way you will end up in a debt trap, and those are the business schools that you ought to avoid joining as such. So the fee should always be justified with the kind of placements that they are able to offer. But again, when it comes to business schools, should you leave business schools which have high fees? Not really. When it comes to absolute top-notch colleges, you should not do that. I'm going to speak much more in detail about these aspects in another live session which talks about how to select which business schools to apply to. There's a session that we have planned very after a few days. You'll have that session. Make sure you do attend that session to understand it a little bit more in detail. Then we evaluate based on the brand value. Remember, when you make a resume for yourself and when you put name of that business school on your resume, that should get you respect from the recruiter. A recruiter who picks up the resume and happens to see IIM Ahmedabad written on it, or IIM Indore written on it, or IIM Shillong written on it, or IAFT, SPJN written on it, that person will not be able to ignore that resume. Is it not? At least that person will say, come on, let me call this person, interview this person, and let's see if this person is a good cultural fit for me or not. But just by looking at that resume, that person is surely going to get attracted towards that candidate. And that's the magic of brand value of that institute. Now, there are some other parameters that also are looked at, for instance, infrastructure of a place or the quality of the alumni that they have been able to produce, etc. So there are multiple factors that go on the basis of this, but this will give you a gist of the important parameters that we use while evaluating the business schools. Now, how is this process going to be carried out? See, first and foremost, we send questionnaire to these business schools and we ask for the details. We ask for the data pertaining to their business schools. And business schools, they fill up the questionnaire, they send it to us, and but we don't rely only on that. We also gather data from the official websites and other places, and with very, very basically, this is official data that they have put up in public domains. Sometimes we also use RTI and we get hold of information. And once all this information has been collected, we carry out strict verification of their claims. This part is extremely important because remember, some business schools may not be very honest, or some business schools may be very creative in the way they calculate numbers. For example, average salary. Now, how do you calculate average salary? There has to be a uniform method, but unfortunately, some business schools, they use very creative methods. For example, some business schools, they mix international salaries with domestic salaries. Remember, international placements, the salary will be paid in terms of US dollars. And one US dollars, as you know, is almost 90 rupees. And because of that, if they include international placements along with domestic placements, the average salary will get extremely inflated, and which is not really correct. That is not ethical way of doing it. But some business schools, they do it because they want to exaggerate their average pay. So we do carry out verification of this particular claim. And how do we do this? There are various ways of doing this. We can resort to RTI, or we can actually, we sometimes get in touch with our local time offices, because we have time offices spread across India. Every single major city has got a time office, time center. So we get in touch with the local time center. They either physically visit the place, or they may have their own students who are currently studying over there. They reach on to them and they cross verify all the claims that the business school has made. And only after we have verified the claims, we use that. And finally, the quality of the list is directly based on the quality of the team that is carrying out this process impartially. The key word here is impartially. As I have been repeatedly telling you today, our list is prepared with a single point agenda, which is welfare of our students. We want our students to get best ROI on their investment of 2 years, and 2 years is a very big duration in one's career, right? So we know that, we respect that, we value that, and that's the reason we carry out the process with a lot of care and an impartial manner. And the team of experts which is carrying out this process, they have got decades of experience, not years, but decades of experience of evaluating business school. It is a passion project. They look forward to the entire year as to when this time will come and will carry out this process. And they have multiple meetings when we do this. So this is not carried out in a haphazard, quick manner. The entire process may take more than a couple of months, but eventually the outcome is absolutely pristine, and it is a very merit-based outcome that we have. Now that I have given you an idea about how this process works, now is the time to look at the time B-School categorization list for this year. So let's start with the top 10 business schools. As I have told you earlier, top 10 business schools are those that are absolutely globally regarded as some of the best business schools on the planet. And these are Ivy League business schools. So which business schools are included in this year's top 10 list? So these are the ones that you can target. So the ones that are there on your screen, have a look at that. Again, these are in random order. Don't look at it as if they are ranks. They are not ranks. I've just randomly mentioned them. And these business schools are all almost equally good places, right? We don't segregate them. We don't rank them. The group of business schools, they form a grade. So these is top 10 grade. We have A, B, C. I am Ahmedabad, I am Bangalore, and of course we have I am Calcutta. The top three places to target, the top three institutes to target, of course, A, B, C, dream destination for any MBA aspirant in India. And rightly so, because if you look at the average pay, these places, they have an average pay of around 35 lakhs per annum. And mind you, this is domestic average salary. If you look at the international pay, it'll be much, much higher. But again, that's not the ethical way of evaluating business schools. And these business schools are very ethical in the way they conduct themselves. In fact, IIM Ahmedabad, they have created their own standards of reporting the placement figures. IPRS is what they call it. So EBC are definitely there in top 10. And then we have FMS Delhi, a college which gives extraordinary ROI. If you look at the fee structure of FMS, it's just 2 lakhs, around 2 lakhs for the entire MBA program. And if you look at the average salary a couple of years back, it was 34 lakhs per annum. So 2 lakhs salary and 34 lakhs per annum average salary. That makes FMS a dream destination for anybody who is very keen on going to a business school with an excellent ROI. But having said that, let me also add one more thing about FMS. People have this misconception that FMS is good only because of the fee structure. That's not true. FMS offers absolute top-notch education, extraordinary brand value, and of course, the quality of the classmates, the quality of the alumni, that is absolutely top-notch. So definitely worthy enough of being considered. Next, we have IIM Mumbai. Now, IIM Mumbai is an interesting place. Earlier, it was called NITI Mumbai. So there was a government business school in Mumbai called NITI, which was established in 1960s, and this was perhaps the best business school that was there in India for those who wanted to get into operations management, for those who wanted supply chain management, operations management. NITI was a dream destination. But Government of India in 2023, they decided to upgrade NITI as IIM Mumbai. So IIM Mumbai actually is NITI Mumbai. It got upgraded as an IIM, and then of course, as they say, rest is history. They have done a remarkable job. Even ROI wise, it's a very good place. The fee is around 21 lakhs, whereas the average salary is close to 30 lakhs. So brilliant ROI you would get in IIM Mumbai. Now remember, IIM Mumbai, when it comes to the regular MBA program, everybody is eligible. Engineers, non-engineers, everybody is eligible. But they also have MBA in operations and supply chain management. As far as operations and supply chain management program is concerned in IIM Mumbai, only engineers can apply, or only those with 16 years of education can apply. If you have done BCom, BBA, then you may not be eligible for their operations management program. Next, we have SPJ in Mumbai, a place that is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They have two programs. One is PGDM and the other one is called PGDBM. As far as PGDM is concerned, it has got 240 seats, which is divided into 60, 60, 60, 64 groups of 60. And they offer 4 specializations that you need to decide upfront. We have marketing, finance, operations management, information management. So you need to decide upfront which specialization you would like to apply for. PGDBM is more like a regular MBA program. So, but definitely both the programs are worthy enough of being targeted, and definitely a good place. But one thing that I want to highlight about SPJ in Mumbai, it's a place which gives good amount of weightage to profile. So your academic profile, extracurricular profile, work experience, all that will play a major role in SPJ in Mumbai. Then we have IIM Indore, again a brilliant place. Average salary is close to 30 lakhs. Again, the fee is just around 20, 21 lakhs. So ROI wise, it's a brilliant place to target. Intake is on the higher side, but looking at the number of companies that they are able to attract, they are able to place 100% of their students because of number of companies that are willing to visit their campus. Next, we have IIM Lucknow, again a beautiful place, lovely place. Average salary is more than 30 lakhs per annum. And again, this is one of the top 4 business IIMs in India. ABCL, those are your top 4 IIMs, and definitely worthy enough of being considered. IIM Kozhikode started almost along with IIM Indore, little gap, a few years gap between them. But IIMK also has been doing a remarkable job when it comes to placements. Last year, their average salary was close to 30 lakhs. So they are also definitely a dream destination for anybody who is targeting a premier college. XLRI, popularly known as CEO Factory, They have two campuses, one in Jamshedpur and one in Delhi. But since they have common placements, we have put them under the same header in top 10. And they have produced a very high number of CEOs. So a large number of CEOs working in corporate world have been produced by XLRI. And it's a very old business school. In fact, it's older than the IIMs. Now, all the colleges in this list, they all accept CAT except XLRI. XLRI will only accept XAT. Now, when it comes to SP Jain, they do accept CAT, but they also accept GMAT exam. So CAT and GMAT are accepted by SP Jain. Remaining business schools that are there on the screen, they all accept CAT. Next, we move on to AAA plus grade business schools. We start with tests. Again, this is a random order. Don't treat it as ranking of any kind. This is a random order of business schools. So Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. They earlier used to have a separate entrance exam. Earlier, there was an entrance exam called TestNet, but a couple of years back, they discontinued TestNet and they have shifted to CAT. So if you are expecting pretty high CAT percentile, if you're a general category person, and more importantly, if you are having an interest in making a career in human resource management, then let this be one of the dream destination of yours. Definitely a beautiful place to target. Then we move on to ISC Bangalore. ISC Bangalore, it's a pretty good place. It's a wonderful place to target. And ISC, it's a very small batch. They have an intake of around 15 to 20 students. Yes, you heard me correct. Only 15, 20 students. So that's one. You can either say it's a positive, because if you are one of those persons, and getting placements becomes very easy, right? Only 15, 20 students to place, and they usually get around 40, 45 companies for placements. Everybody gets multiple jobs. So if you are one of those students, it's a big positive. But if you look at it from the aspect of how challenging it is to get in, pretty challenging because the intake is very low. But definitely a very good college in terms of ROI. Fee is hardly around 5 lakhs, whereas the average salary is close to 30 lakhs per annum. So that gives it amazing ROI. But they admit only engineers. IIM Shillong has been developing, it has been growing year to year, and today definitely it is one of the dream destination for any management aspirant. Average pay is more than 25 lakhs. SIBM Pune, last year average pay was little less than 30 lakhs per annum, 28 lakhs, around 28 lakhs. I'm sure, sorry, SIBM Pune, they will give you admissions on the basis of the exam called SNAP. So you need to appear for SNAP exam. Then we have IIT Bombay, Shailesh J. Mehta School of Management, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, a remarkable place, of course. And the good news is IIT Bombay admits both engineers as well as non-engineers. MDI Gurgaon is one of the remarkable private business schools in India. Again, very good pay, more than 25 lakhs average pay. Definitely you can consider this. IIFT New Delhi and Kolkata, we combine them because they have common placements. Again, a very good place. Average pay is close to 30 lakhs per annum here. And again, earlier they used to have a separate entrance exam called IIFT entrance exam. But a couple of years back, they too have shifted to CAT. And that has increased the importance of CAT exam. JBIMS, it's in Mumbai. It's a brilliant college in terms of ROI. But they have local reservations in place. 85% seats will be reserved for Maharashtrians. If you are a Maharashtrian, definitely target it. They accept Maharashtra CET, and for outsiders, they also accept CAT and some of the other exam scores as well. But non-Maharashtrian domiciled people, they'll be eligible only for 15% seats. IIT Delhi, just like IIT Bombay, along with IIT Madras, these are pretty good IITs. IIT also has a very good brand value attached. Placements wise also they are doing a good job. ROI also is very high because the fee structure is pretty moderate. This is AAA plus grade business schools. Next, we move on to AAA grade. So it starts with IIT Kharagpur over here, but again, this is random order in which I have mentioned it. Vinod Gupta School of Management. This is a brilliant place. Again, IIT brand value is supreme. And ROI is also very good because of moderate fee structure. But if you look at ROI of DFS, it is amazing. The fee that they charge is less than 1 lakh rupees. Less than 1 lakh rupees is charged, whereas the average salary is close to 20 lakhs. That makes DFS very attractive place. IIT Roorkee also offers very good ROI. Placement wise, also they are doing a good job. And IITs usually have very small batch sizes. In fact, the top three colleges that in this list over here, they all have got very less intake. Okay, that's again an interesting quality about them. SCMHRD, again, this college will give you admissions on the basis of SNAP exam. This is arguably the second best business school under SNAP. Average pay last year was around 24 lakhs. This year it is around 22 lakhs. So it's also a pretty good college. Then we have some new IIMs. IIM Rohtak, Udaipur, Ranchi, and Raipur. And again, they are pretty good places to target. They offer good placements, good brand value, and they're improving every single year. So definitely you can target them without any hesitation. Now, Narsim Monji Institute of Management Studies, this college will give admissions on the basis of NMAT, and I hope you have applied for NMAT exam. And Narsim Monji Institute of Management Studies, they have a lot of campuses, but their flagship campus is in Mumbai. Last year, average pay was more than 25 lakhs. So these are our top 30 business schools. If you want to see the entire list, you can check out our website. You can also refer to next month's magazine, November magazine, MBA Education and Career magazine of Time. It will also have the list of premier business schools. So do go through that also. Now that I have given you complete idea about this, if you have got questions, if you have got queries, do use the chat option, type your question and send it across, and I will answer your questions. So please send your questions to me if you have any. And after a few days, we will be doing a session on how to select which business schools to apply. How do we decide which business schools to apply to? That would be a very useful session. It will be conducted after a few days. You can check our YouTube channel. We have put up those topics, upcoming YouTube live sessions, topics you can observe on our channel in the live section. You can go through that and attend it without fail. All right, guys, do share your questions if you have any. I'll be just giving you a few seconds of time to do that. Okay, Rajat is asking me, sir, I am not able to prepare well for CAT since I started very late and I fell sick in the middle. What should I do? How should I go along in the remaining days? Well, Rajat, quite recently we have done a video on this 5 weeks to CAT. I recommend that you please check out that video that my colleague has done. It's a brilliant, brilliant presentation where my colleague has given a complete roadmap about how exactly should you be utilizing the remaining 5 weeks. And if you watch that, you will get a complete idea. And it's just a matter of how well you execute the plan that my colleague has shared. And if you do that properly, I'm sure you will be able to manage this year's CAT exam. Yash Pandey says, hi sir, CAT Andheri student here. Good evening, Yash. Good to have you here, ma. Srinivasan says, sir, is there any platform to know the lowest placement of the top 30 business schools? See, unfortunately, this particular information, most of the business schools don't reveal. Very few places are there, like IIM Ahmedabad, for example, which do reveal the lowest placements also. So IIM Ahmedabad is very transparent about their placement figures. They give you so much content about the placements that have happened. So very few colleges are there, Srinivasan, where you will be able to get hold of this information. Majority of the business schools will not be revealing this. Any other question that you have, good friends, that you want to ask me? All right. So if you don't have any more questions, then I guess we have come to the end of this session. I would like to, okay. Just suddenly a question has appeared, so let me take this up. Saima says, do we need to fill up forms separately for Jamnalal Bajaj after filing CMAT like we do in NMAT? So admissions for JVIMS will be carried out by Directorate of Technical Education, Maharashtra. So later on, they will come out with their own notification for the admission process, Saima Ulfat. So check out Directorate of Technical Education, Maharashtra's website, and that's where the notification will come out. It is expected to be released after some time, not immediately. After some time, the notification will come out. Chitash Krishnamurthy says, I'm going to take loan for joining colleges. See, it is absolutely fine to take loan provided you are studying in a college where ROI is very good, Chitash. So always before you take a loan, look at the kind of placements that they are offering. I generally recommend to my students when it comes to top 30 business schools of India, it is very safe to take a bank loan because they all offer excellent ROI. When it comes to top 45, let's say AA grade or A grade, even there you can take a bank loan provided that business school offers good ROI. Then it's good to take a bank loan. But once you are out of the A grade, then be more and more cautious. And before taking a loan, definitely check what is the fee structure. Is it justified with the kind of placements that they are able to offer? Are they able to reach 100% placements or not? Only after evaluating that, that's when you decide whether you want to apply or not. So that is something that you need to be a little careful about, whether you should apply for a loan or not. So don't blindly take loan for any business school. Before taking a loan, evaluate the ROI and percentage of batch that is getting placed, and only then you should decide about taking a loan. But when it comes to top 30 business schools of India, taking a loan is no brainer. You can take a loan. But once you're out of top 30, be a little more cautious and do a little more groundwork. Okay. All right, friends. All right, Chitesh says, thank you, sir. You're welcome. So I guess with this, we have come to the end of this session. I ran out of queries from you guys. So I'm going to end this session now. Make sure you attend the future live sessions also that we have planned. And you can look at the entire schedule. It's there on our YouTube channel. Go to the live section and you'll be able to see all the upcoming YouTube live sessions. So thank you everyone for attending this session and wish you all the best.